All right. Let's get this thing kicked off. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. Go ahead and type your name in the chat box where you're listening in from. This is Brandon Ivey from Los Angeles, California. We are streaming also on our YouTube channel because our Saturday morning crypto talks is not just for the inner circle. We also do at least once a week, open for the public for free. So Saturday, I hope you guys are getting this started off right. It's morning for me. I know it's getting into the afternoon on the East Coast. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share information for educational, training, and entertainment purposes only. And it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to go into. So far I see on the line CJ Jackson and Carla Arrigo, Dorothy Mays, Elijah Morgan, Joyce Easley, Catherine Clement. Welcome, Catherine. I know Catherine just joined our inner circle. Welcome, Catherine. Keith Birch, Nathan, Patty Geis, Rita, William Duzinski, and Samantha Studebaker Carl. Congratulations, Samantha. You won last night. So just get with Marnita Casa. We need to get your address. She's got some goodies going to be sending over to you. So congratulations to Samantha for being a winner from last night's drawing in the 5-day challenge. Welcome those of you on our YouTube channel as well. I see Krishna, Jamal and Krishna from Pasadena. Hey, Jamal, I haven't seen you guys in a while. Welcome. Chris from Orlando. Good morning. Leonard Long. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Tonight is the last night of the 5-day challenge, and we're going to have two winners. Two winners tonight, but we have two questions. Two questions. So in our ILCA community Telegram group, I posted those two questions last night. So you can make sure you get those answers into the email address before tonight so you can be in the drawing. And we'll have two winners tonight. Good morning, Kenny Taylor from LA. Morning, good morning. All right, let's jump on into this because we have a special MoveQuest call right after this at the top of the hour with the creator, Lynette Artin. And so there's going to be a lot of people on there. So I need to end this early so I can open up that Zoom room, get everybody ready to go. It will also be streamed in the MoveQuest Facebook group and all my Facebook groups, but it will be streamed in the MoveQuest Facebook group as well. All right, so let me share screen. All right. What is the crypto market cap looking like this morning? Let's see. Crypto market cap is up 2.8% at 3.53 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is 55.2%. Ethereum dominance is 11.8%. Bitcoin is at $98,600. It almost touched 100,000 yesterday. I think it got to 99,500 or 600. Let me take a closer look. It is recorded all-time high. $99,645 just 20 hours ago. And those of you on MoveQuest, I want you to just picture this. Picture you being a part of the whole Bitcoin project and community before anybody knew about it years ago. And it was only pennies or a few dollars. And having a wild dream that one day this thing might hit $99,600 a coin, but it's going to be 15 years later. Would you move a certain way in those early days? I mean, just since the last 11 years at $67 Bitcoin was in 2013, it's gone up by 145,000%, but it didn't come out at $67. It was pennies. We read the story in our MoveQuest call Wednesday night just for the inner circle, or Wednesday morning. How one kid turned $120 into millions because he held his Bitcoin. MoveQuest is 4 months old. 4 months old. We are right now in rarefied territory. $98,600 all-time high was 20 hours ago. That you have to appreciate that. Markets move up, Markets move down. What? The MoveQuest token dropped because people sold. Well, when is it going to go up? When people buy. I mean, it's just that simple. Why would people buy it? Because they get to get paid on their physical activity and they need to buy the token to get the miners. Why do people buy Bitcoin? Do you know Bitcoin has no other use case outside of being a store of value for transactions and an alternative to the financial system? A way to move money around very quickly around the world without a third party and permission? MoveQuest has more utility than Bitcoin does. Hmm. I didn't think of that. It's just Bitcoin is the first. It's the granddaddy of them all. It's the one that most people know about and trust, but it doesn't have the best utility. Ethereum has better utility than Bitcoin does for now. All right. What other tokens have been are going on right now? Let's see. Ethereum. I just saw a report. We're going to be reading, and I think they said somebody is predicting Ethereum to go to 20,000. I say ultimately, this is a $40,000 token. If Bitcoin goes $1 million, Ethereum will definitely be at a $40,000 token. Bitcoin goes $500,000, Ethereum is definitely at a $20,000 token. It should. It's still not even at its all-time high. It's at over 4,500. It's its all-time high. But Ethereum is up 5%. Solana is up 2. Oh wait, this is Saturday, so we have to go week to week because this is public. So Bitcoin is up 8.3% over the past week. Ethereum 9.5. Solana 19.8. Solana, look at that. BNB's up 7.7. Ripple. Oh, Ripple has not been this high in years. Inner Circle. What did I say last week? What did I say? If I had money and I had a limited funds and I had to choose what token to buy, I said Ripple. Somebody just asked me that question yesterday. Should I buy XLM or should I buy Ripple? Look at this. Speaking of, I shared yesterday too. I'm going to be coming out with a service for ILCA that will have ILCA suggested baskets if you're building your portfolio and you want a dollar cost average. I'm also heavily thinking of launching my own ILCA token very, very soon. Dogecoin, Doge. It's up 13.9% in the last hour, but 24.7 in the last week. This is Elon Musk. MQT has better tokenomics, better use case, utility than Doge does. Think about that. Cardano is up 49.2%. So my long-term listeners of my crypto talk, the top two altcoins I had in 2018 and 19 that I was looking at outside of Ripple was Stellar and Cardano. So I'm glad to see this popping like this. 49.2%. Avalanche is up 25.1. Tron 9.7. Toncoin 10. Shiba Inu's up 11. Stellar, what did I just say? Stellar went up 78% in the last 24 hours. 174% over the last week. You guys remember me mentioning Cardano, Stellar. Polkadot's up 62%, Chainlink 26, Bitcoin Cash 15. Uniswap's up 24.8%, Hedera 84%. Matic is up 40%. Wow. Let's see the best performers over the past week. Stellar's number one, 174%. Hedera, 84%. Mantra 67.8, Polkadot 62.7, Vet 56.8, Algorand 55.7, Cosmos Hub 54.7, Cardano 49.2. I'm going to give another suggestion that longtime listeners of my crypto talks have done and how they got rich, because some of them did. What they would do is I do not outright come out and say, you should buy this or buy that, because I'm not a licensed financial advisor. What they do is they listen when I start talking about certain tokens and I think about what they can do or what they're going to do, if I think they might be prosperous or not, and they write them down. And then some of them go in there and they buy without me even knowing that they bought them. One person told me how he made $200,000 on a token listening to me. I only made maybe $1,000 on it. He went big on it. I didn't, and it paid off. So just keep that in mind when I'm giving my analysis and I'm talking. I'm not telling you what to buy, but your education will, you'll be able to read between the lines. Any worse tokens of this past week? Wow, Peanut the squirrel's been on a downward slide. It had a meteoric rise. Popcat is down 10.7. The Janelle token's down 6.3, but it did pop up in the last 24 hours, 10.4%. That's about it. So the entire crypto market has had a very good week. Even MQT had dropped all the way down to the $9 range, popped all the way back up to the $26 range, and is now sitting at $18.46. And I am seeing a lot of traders are in here now. See, for our longest time, it was just the users buying or submitting and doing claims and that not. But here we've got a lot of traders are in the house. 25 transactions in the last 24 hours. 25. 3 buys and 22 sells. Here's this one, 13 trades, all sales, but there were low sales. $265 worth out of that many micro trades. So I see a lot of the traders are playing in the house right now. Here's this one, 6 buys and 5 sells. So we'll see how, and those of you in my inner circle, I gave you guys a good strategy on, especially when the app comes out. Speaking of, I got to see a good sneak peek yesterday. And since you guys are in my crypto talk, I'll show you another sneak peek. You'll see more of this afternoon. But the new MoveQuest dashboard and onboarding and how it's going to look and the ease of it, your wallets, your miners. So, yeah, this is getting, I have to refresh and everything. I just messed my whole thing up. Anyways, let me move that off. You're going to see that. Do this. Hold on. I hope I didn't mess something up on my end. Well, you guys got a sneak peek. Reminder. Oh, yeah. I took my car in for a thing. Car in for a dealership. All right. So, not too bad for a week. Let's now take a look at some of the news. Blockchain Association outlines crypto priorities for Trump's first 100 days. Washington, D.C. based advocacy group Blockchain Association submitted a letter to Donald Trump on November 22nd, beseeching the president-elect to prioritize radical cryptocurrency and blockchain regulatory reform during his first 100 days in office. I agree with that. The letter, the brief letter was shared on the association's website. It lays out a 5-point reformation plan for incoming Trump administration's first 100 days. Blockchain Association's stated goal is for the Republican Party to restructure federal oversight in the cryptocurrency and blockchain sectors in order to spur growth in the sector. For years, American crypto innovators have been targeted and, in some cases, driven offshore by a hostile regulatory regime. That is a true statement. Your arrival in DC has the potential to change that reality. I agree. What is this? Yeah, President-elect Trump's vision to make America the crypto capital of the world is a hope shared by the entire crypto industry and its founders, developers, and innovators. And it can be realized with President-elect Trump's arrival to Washington, along with the most pro-crypto Congress in history. So crypto reform, the 5-point plan outlined in the letter describes a top-down approach to reforming crypto regulation, albeit one that doesn't address potential congressional gridlock and other mitigating factors that could prevent the new administration, the new president from enacting broad spectrum change in his first 100 days in office. Well, I don't see why there would be gridlock. If the Republicans control the Senate, the House, the White House, and the Supreme Court for 2 years, he should have no problem getting whatever he wants through. But we've been through this before. The first time he was president, he had those in the first 2 years as well, and couldn't get the wall built. So we'll see how serious he is from what he's been saying up until this point. The association calls for establishing a fit-for-purpose framework for digital assets that encourages innovation while protecting consumers. Okay. The second and third items on the list call for Trump to end the debanking of cryptocurrency business. Absolutely. Absolutely. Get on the banks on that. The group recommends new leadership at both the Treasury and IRS. Yeah, I agree with that too. Trump may now be broadening his search for a new treasurer. I thought they just announced the treasurer last night. This article came out when 22 hours ago. Oh yeah, since then, I think they've already announced who the new Treasury Secretary is going to be. This still leaves the question of who will lead the IRS. Yeah, who will lead the IRS? The incumbent IRS head, Commissioner of Internal Revenue, Daniel Werfel, was appointed to a 5-year term in 2023. However, Trump may find Congress amenable to his replacement with Republicans in control of the House and Senate. Finally, the association calls for the establishment of a crypto advisory council to work with Congress and federal regulatory agencies. All right. Gary Gensler's leaving. It's official. He said he's going to step down right before the day Trump is inaugurated. But Gary Gensler is leaving the SEC, but his replacement will face scrutiny. Crypto users celebrated as SEC chair Gary Gensler announced his resignation, but Trump's nominee will face confirmation hearings in the U.S. Senate. He should have no problem with that. No problem with that one. On November 22nd, United States SEC Chair Gary Gensler announced that he will step down from his position on January 20th. Yes, Scott Bessent will be the treasurer. He is widely regarded as one of the most, oh, and I love saying this, who was the very first Secretary of State in the United States? Type that in the chat box. Chairs in the history. However, the new pick for SEC chair will face scrutiny in the U.S. Senate, which must confirm any nominee. The SEC announced Gensler's departure in a press release. During his term in office, the SEC filed lawsuits against several popular Web3 protocols and exchanges, including Coinbase, Uniswap, MetaMask developer CoinSensus, blockchain video streaming platform Library, and others. The lawsuits have been criticized by many crypto users and investors. One of President Donald Trump's promises during his campaign was to fire Gary Gensler on his first day in office. However, attempting to fire him could have led to a court battle, since members of regulatory agencies can only be removed for cause. Gensler's resignation means that this battle will not take place. Crypto X celebrates. Crypto users celebrated the announcement on the X social media platform. Jeremy Hogan, an attorney and content creator who often posts about crypto-related legal proceedings, stated, "Ding Dong Gensler is gone," and asked readers to sing it with me to the tune of The Witch is Dead from The Wizard of Oz. There's a new Wizard of Oz movie out, right? Wicked? I know all the ladies know about that one. Wicked, and I know my wife said she wanted to see that. All right, January 20th, 2025. I will be stepping down as SEC chair. Who was the first Secretary of State? Thomas. No, he was vice. I think Thomas Jefferson. Secretary of State. Or James Madison? I think Thomas Jefferson. I got to go back on my history on that one. The very first Secretary of State. Decentralized finance enthusiast KDP Crypto posted an AI-generated video. Yeah, because Adams was VP. So I say Thomas Jefferson. So somebody can confirm that. Who was the very first Secretary of State? They pulled him from, he was ambassador to France and pulled him when George Washington became president. All right, the video was widely shared by pro-crypto channels. Trump. Oh, what was my question? Who was the very first Secretary of Treasury was my question. But the very first Secretary of State. Oh, I was right. All right. Thomas Jefferson. Trump has not yet announced who he will pick to replace Gensler, but speculation has centered around a few possible picks. A Reuters report suggested, now, Thomas Jefferson also became president. Which number was he? Like Trump's 45 and he's going to be 47? George Washington was 1. Which one was Thomas Jefferson? A Reuters report suggested Commodities and Futures Exchange Commission Chair Summer Mersinger. She has argued that the SEC should make rules for crypto protocols instead of filing lawsuits against them. I agree. All right, any else? Crypto lawsuits must be settled eventually. Even if a strongly pro-crypto nominee gets confirmed, it won't necessarily lead to the lawsuits against Coinbase, Uniswap, ConsenSys, and others being dropped right away. That's right, Keith Birch. He was the third president of the United States, right after John Adams. The new chair only represents, which should have been the fourth president, should have been Alexander Hamilton, had he not been killed by who? Aaron Burr. Wait. Here's a good question. What was Aaron Burr's title when he killed Alexander Hamilton? What was his official government title? The new chair only represents one vote on the commission, and commission members may be reluctant to drop lawsuits that are already ongoing, as doing so might make the commission look like it's being political. Even so, some experts have stated that they believe the lawsuits will eventually be settled instead of going to trial. For example, Katrina Paglia. Anybody else know? Before you look it up on AI or something? Do you know on the top of your head? He was vice president of the United States. You didn't know that. Aaron Burr was vice president of the United States. Neither admit nor deny statements and paying some fines, adding that the lawsuits will likely quietly go away. All right. Next up, see, Aaron Burr was vice president to John Adams, and he was running for president against Thomas Jefferson. And he wanted Alexander Hamilton to be on his side because Alexander Hamilton was a sworn enemy of Thomas Jefferson. And at the last minute, Alexander Hamilton endorsed his enemy, not Aaron Burr, who had been his friend. He endorsed Thomas Jefferson. And that's why the beef between Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton happened. Hmm. Yeah. Well, back in those days, they used to fight in Congress. It wasn't war of words on social media and getting on Fox News to run your mouth. They was throwing things at each other and fisticuffs in the House. I remember when I was in DC, they got the old desks, and there's a bullet hole in one of the old congressional or Senate desks when shots were fired. They took politics seriously back then. All right. Next one up is Ether. Ether price faces correction before rally to 20K in 2025. Do you also know that everything that happened in the 1850s leading up to the 1860s, the Civil War, about the abolition of slavery was supposed to have been addressed in like 1810s and before, actually during the Alexander Hamilton time, but they voted to kick the can down the curb. Hamilton and them, they could have done something about it, but backroom dealing and blackmail and Alexander Hamilton's sex problems shut them up, and they just kicked it down the curb. Anyways, analysts are eyeing a potential $20,000 cycle top for the Ether price. $20,000 and wait. They think that it's going to hit 20K in 2025? I don't even think that. My analysis is that it would hit at least up to 10K. This is double that next year. The Ether price could see an imminent correction in the coming weeks before it resumes a sustainable rally. So they're saying, like I say, the market needs to come down still one last time, one major time before we see a big explosion. So he's saying that that's going to happen with Ether. So here's a mental note. As soon as that correction happens, Bitcoin might drop to 60,000, but it's not Bitcoin that you want to load up on. This one here, you might want to load up on. If Ethereum drops below 3,000, especially that, 2,500 to $2,000 a coin, you're going to want to load up on it. Despite gaining ground, the world's second largest crypto could be poised for a price correction once Bitcoin breaches the record $100,000 milestone. Let's take a bet. Anybody believe this is going to hit 100,000 before the end of the month? Bitcoin, I mean, it's touched it. It was only $400 away. It's sitting at 98,000 right now. That's a psychological barrier. Will it hit 100,000 before the end of the month? I think it will hit 100,000 before the end of the year, definitely. Who thinks that it won't? Okay. The market is already oversold. That is true. This number right here, wait a minute. This is overbought. What's he talking about oversold? The market is already oversold. He's talking about Ethereum is oversold? That's true. That's true. Here's why. Ethereum's all-time high is $4,800 3 years ago. And do you know at that time, Bitcoin had hit an all-time high, and that all-time high was 68,000, something around there at that time. Yet Bitcoin is now almost double that, closer to the $100,000 range, and Ethereum is only at 3,400. It's not even at its previous all-time high. That's oversold. So it needs to correct. So this guy's talking about it's going to correct upward. Though Ethereum has not shown enough correlation following Bitcoin's surge, any potential retracement as soon as Bitcoin breaches the $100,000 mark might impact Ethereum. The prediction. So wait, you're saying that while Bitcoin comes down, Ethereum's going to go up? The prediction comes as Bitcoin is inching closer to $100,000, unfazed by the 2.6 billion options expiry that occurred a day ago. Ether to cycle to 20,000 in 2025. While a short-term correction may occur before the end of the year, okay, I agree with that. I come down. Ether is poised for a more long-term momentum in 2025. I agree with that as well. Although I disagree with how high. Take this with a grain of salt, okay? But the Ethereum chart is also shaping up as a compressing 3-year triangle consolidation since November 2021. Now, okay. He put this to his 106,000 followers. I'm always wary of that. I'm always wary of that. So I don't follow guys like that. Instead, a measure move for the breakout of the massive triangle targets. The chart is not going to make that happen. He's just looking at the charts. I'm looking more at not only the charts, but what's going on in the world. Geopolitics. We have a new president. How's the world going to react to that? What is the new president going to do? We know what he says he's going to do, but what will he actually do? And the rest of the world is going to test that. Putin's been acting crazy the last week. He's been erratic a little bit. He's daring. I don't get it. He's daring Trump to say something or do something, and so far Trump has not. I mean, they're making fun of his wife on a nightly basis on Russian news, showing all the nudes. They're saying we own Trump. They're celebrating that he was elected, and in the process, this fool over there, Putin, is threatening Poland. He just fired a freaking ICBM for the first time. And you look at American politics, they want to blame Joe Biden for Putin firing an ICBM instead of blaming the man actually doing it. So Biden's in a lame duck session right now. He's still president until January 20th. He still has to hold, his oath. Will Biden do something crazy before Trump takes office? But all of this is going to impact the markets. So it doesn't matter what you believe. Either go Trump or go Biden. None of that, it matters. You already had your say on election day, so there's nothing you can say or do that's going to change anything now. What we have to be in a position to do is how can we benefit from no matter what the situation is, regardless of what you believe. Emotions, politics can cost you a lot of money. It can also, if you can get away from that, it can make you a lot of money. Ethereum's utility as leading smart contract platform will catalyze Ether rally in 2025. I agree with that as well, but I just don't know how high. Bitcoin 164% and Ethereum does 63%. This needs to pop higher. Let me see anything else worth here. Nah. All right, turnover at the SEC continues as Lizarraga announces January exit. Like, here's the good question. If Putin does attack that base in Poland, and his justification will be that's where the missiles are being stored right now that's being sent to Ukraine to be fired into Russia. Therefore, it's a legitimate target, but there are U.S. soldiers at that base in Poland, and that is a NATO country. So you attack Poland, you're attacking NATO. That's an automatic declaration of war. So Biden would respond. But if he waits until Trump is in office and he attacks Poland or that base and American soldiers are injured, what would Trump's response be? I don't like asking a question I don't know the answer to. And on this one, I don't know the answer to it. Trump is predictable, but when it comes with Russia and the autocrats of the world attacking America, he tends to favor on their side. When questioned, he was like, well, America does bad things too. Well, you think America's innocent? When U.S. troops were injured from an Syrian attack that came from Russian weapons, instead Trump said, he's kind of got headaches. It was nothing major to U.S. soldiers. He downplayed it. But if there's a direct attack, I know what he should do. I know what we're supposed to do by contract, but Trump wants out of NATO. And he don't want any direct conflict with Russia. Will he downplay it or not do anything? I don't know. And that unknown has me scared a little bit. And I don't know how that's going to affect the markets. It's going to affect the people in the markets are going to be scared too. And when the markets are scared, guess where they go run into? Gold, silver, and crypto. So how I'm going to maneuver? I'm going to buy more crypto because the markets is gonna go up if Russia attacks it escalates. A second official from the United States SEC has announced an upcoming departure. Really? Who else? Jamie Lizarago will step down from his position on January 17th, less than 3 years after being sworn into office. All right. Well, was he? He served as senior advisor to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from January 11th to 2022, playing a key role in financial legislation initiatives, including the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act. As commissioner, Lizarago was involved in regulatory efforts around climate-related risk disclosures, along with cybersecurity and data breach searches. Well, that doesn't. What about crypto? Was he also running his mouth against crypto like Gary Gensler? His exit, well, if he was working for Pelosi for those many years, yeah, it might be smart for him to resign because the Trump administration is going to definitely go after him. So he's resigning. But I don't see that he had anything to do with any crypto stuff. Well, Gensler's term, yeah, Gensler was. All right. Potential SEC chair pledges crypto forward approach. Okay. Who's this potential SEC chair? Donald Trump has not yet named his pick for SEC chair to send to the Senate, but Commissioner Mark Ueda offered a preview of the regulator's approach to crypto in 2025. Mark Ueda, a Republican commissioner at the SEC, has suggested that he would prioritize regulatory clarity for cryptocurrencies if picked and confirmed as the next head of the agency. Hester Pierce, well, Donald Trump wants to appeal to the bro crowd out there, the bro group, and that would be a good pick. And that would satisfy the whole bro and crypto community if he chose Hester Pierce, crypto mom. But we'll see who he chooses. But he doesn't choose based on popularity from the group. His choice will come down to who will be loyal to Donald Trump. That is the qualifier. Not are you actually qualified for the position. Again, this is not stating right or wrong or personal belief. That is a fact. Who's more loyal? That's who Donald Trump has been picking. So I don't know if Hester Pierce has kissed the ring yet, but she would be an excellent pick. Many President-elect Donald Trump's talking points on digital assets. Yeah, this guy would probably be more in line with a Trump pick. He's a Republican commissioner outright. He has been using Donald Trump's talking points while Gary Gensler was having a war on crypto. First off, from a regulatory perspective, we can provide the appropriate clarity. Some crypto is not even a security at all. That's true. That's true. But we need to make clear whether you fall within SEC jurisdiction or not. Experts have suggested that Trump will consider picking Ueda as the next SEC chair. The president-elect has announced several candidates for various positions. Yeah, I see him as he's first choice for Trump. Not that he would be the best, but he would also fall in line to what I want to see happening in the crypto space. So I have no problem with that. Whoever steps into that job, there is a lot of work that needs to be done to address some of the regulatory excesses, not only at the SEC, but at other administrative agencies. Who will fill it? Let's see who else here. U.S. President Joe Biden nominated Ueda to fill a vacant seat at the SEC in 2022 and for a second term in 2023. During his time as commissioner, Ueda has criticized the SEC for enforcement actions against crypto firms. I'm curious as to why Joe Biden did appoint him. That's very curious. Oh, really, the largest promotional company, McDonald's, has gotten into Web3 NFT space. Every single one, every single business out there will. Let me see this real quick here. 110 million Doodles coffee cups appear at McDonald's across the US. NFT collector. Doodles. This is the first I'm hearing of this. Are you guys familiar with Doodles? McDonald's? So the Doodles coffee cups have launched in McDonald's across the US. Yeah, that would make them the biggest NFT thing because everybody's at McDonald's. McDonald's probably serves more coffee than anybody. The chances of NFTs taking Web3 mainstream just received a massive shot in the arm with 100 plus million coffee cups branded in the family-friendly, colorful artwork of the Doodles IP starting to appear in McDonald's across the US. Have you guys seen that yet? Look at this. Doodles coffee cup. This collaboration showcases that Web3 native brands can create meaningful cultural moments at massive scale. Hell, I mean, I don't know. I think I've dated 3 or 4 girls who used to work at McDonald's back in the day. And go back to the 90s. Remember the 92 Olympics? McDonald's had the Dream Team cups with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Karl Malone, David Robson, Chris Mullin, and John Stockton, Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler. I had every single one, except I didn't want the Christian Laettner one. And nobody wanted the Christian Laettner one. But I always got the hookup. You had a cute girl working there, you get a hookup. But they had that's where you went. McDonald's, the biggest distributor in the world. And now they're distributing NFT type advertising. This is huge news. I don't have the time to read all of this, but I will post this here. Leonard has sent over to me. I'll post it here for you guys can go ahead and read. Okay. Potential SEC chair. Yeah, done with that one. CFTC report. Oh, I got to close this out in 2 minutes. So CFTC report endorses tokenizing trading collateral. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. What did Larry Fink say? I can't wait for the day of tokenizing real world assets. And we want to lead the way. I'm going to save, let me see all of this. How Trump. I'm going to save this one for Monday so I can really get into this. Here's this one. Coin Center warns U.S. policies could scare away crypto investors despite Trump win. I don't agree with that because the U.S. policies are going to change. I mean, it's a new era now. So I'm not worried about that. Science needs an update. How decide, say what? Say what? Decide can fix junk science and cure baldness. Okay. All right. Decentralization is now also going to disrupt every industry. We've got decentralized finance. Now we're going to have decentralized science. That's actually a good thing in my opinion. I actually like that. Now we can get purity back into science and not have science based on somebody's political beliefs. Science is science. Gravity, you drop an apple, it's going to hit the ground. You know, the sky's blue for a reason. It's scientific. But the way politicians and how people are, if your favorite politician says the sky is green and not blue, you're going to believe him because he says it's green. Science to hell. I mean, what did the new Secretary of Defense nominee went on TV and said, I haven't washed my hands in 10 years. And he said, germs, if I don't see them, they don't exist. So if we decentralize it and not put it in camps of right or left, science is science. That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson's always talking about. Okay, I'm gonna save this one for Monday as well. I want to get into this because this is a new, and I got to write that down. DSci is a new thing. Okay. I might have to write a lesson on that. Decentralized science. Oh, you guys want this link? All right, let me copy it. Put it here for everybody. There you go. All right. It is time. And before I hear Judy say something, the the MoveQuest update with the creator has been adjusted because the old one I posted had jointhemovementum.com on it, and it is actually health2wealth.live. So there is a new flyer out. So if you let everybody know, health2wealth.live, and I will be streaming on Facebook as well, including the MoveQuest Facebook group. All right, everybody, I'm going to close this out and open that Zoom up right now. The next tonight's 5-day challenge is the last one at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Next Inner Circle talk will be on Monday morning at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific for Crypto Talk. And I'm going to cover those two articles there. All right, everybody, let's see what updates Lynette's going to give us and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.